this video, we'll walk through a day in the life of a group practice using Psykdesk, showing you Psykdesk features along the way. We'll start with the intake of our patient and get her scheduled. Then, we'll go through our insurance verification process. Next, we'll check in the patient and review the tasks our provider will complete. Finally, we'll get our encounters paid simply and quickly through the electronic claims process. So let's get started. Let's begin with the patient intake. After speaking with Eve's mom, Joyce, through the initial patient screening, Melissa, our front desk admin, is going to schedule our new patient and have mom fill out some of the intake forms using the patient portal. First, Melissa will add Eve as the patient. Let's watch. Melissa will then create the portal account for Eve's mom, Joyce, and attach it to the new patient which she just added. This will send Joyce an email with instructions on setting up her password for her portal account. Portal accounts are flexible in Psykdesk. You can create more than one portal account for a patient if needed. For example, if mom and dad need to have separate intake documentation. Melissa will then add several intake forms to Joyce's portal account for her to fill out. By using form groups, Melissa can easily add multiple forms at once. We'll get a chance to see what these forms look like in a bit. Finally, Melissa will schedule an encounter with a provider. She'll first select the appropriate provider to view their calendar. Then she'll select the service for which this encounter is for. So Melissa has done her part. Now Joyce can access her patient portal and complete her intake tasks. Joyce will start by reviewing and making any changes to her daughter's personal patient information, including taking a picture of Eve and setting up reminders for future appointments. She can also add contact information for Eve, such as her own personal email and phone. Next, she'll update her insurance information. Taking pictures of the front and back of her insurance card and entering subscriber information. She can also enter any secondary insurance if needed. And finally, she'll fill out and sign all the forms that Melissa added to her account. You can create any form you want in Psykdesk, so let's take a look at some of the forms that were created using the Psykdesk tools. With Psykdesk's modern technology, patients can access the patient portal from their laptops as well as their phones or tablets. We've configured this Psykdesk account to automatically post portal changes for existing patients. So once Joyce completes her tasks, all her updates are now available on the patient's chart, including the insurance card she added, her credit card is now on file, and all intake forms are part of the patient's record. Melissa also received a fax from Eve's primary care physician and a phone message from Joyce earlier in the week. Using Psykdesk's inbound email integration, Melissa can attach the fax and the phone message to Eve's chart for future reference. Now that our patients are scheduled and set up in Psykdesk, let's look at one way we can make sure that we have no insurance issues prior to the encounter. Each day, our billing admin, Patricia, will review patients scheduled over the next 5 days with insurances that have not yet been verified. She'll review the eligibility information retrieved automatically by Psykdesk's integration and determine the correct patient responsibility, entering that amount and marking the patient's insurance as verified. You can also enter the patient responsibility by service, for when different services require different patient responsibilities. She'll also review any patients scheduled over the next 5 days that Psykdesk has automatically flagged as having inactive insurance, allowing Patricia to quickly identify patients who may have had active insurance, for example, in May, but inactive insurance in June. Now it's time to check in the patient. Let's first look at an in-person encounter with Melissa checking in our patient. In Psykdesk, Melissa can quickly locate Eve's chart and navigate to today's encounter. First, she'll check in the patient, creating the necessary patient accounting. Psykdesk will automatically calculate the patient's responsibility based on insurance and service setup. Next, Melissa will collect the patient's responsibility as part of check-in, ensuring funds are collected up front. Finally, Melissa will complete check-in, which will automatically send a text message to our provider, April, letting her know her patient is ready. You also have the option to let patients check in and make payments themselves using the Psykdesk kiosk that can be set up in the reception area. For telehealth encounters, patients can check themselves in and make payments using the patient portal. Now that we've completed the check-in process, Eve and April are ready for their encounter. If the encounter was set up for telehealth, April can start the telehealth session directly from the encounter and join Eve and Joyce, who can access the session using the patient portal. April can then add her notes for the encounter. You can create any note template that you need in Psykdesk using our easy-to-use tools. Let's take a look at some examples. When April finishes her note and signs it, she'll send the encounter off to billing for claims processing. April would like to see Eve again for a follow-up appointment, so she'll create an issue in the context of Eve's chart, requesting that the front desk admin reach out to Eve's mom to get the next appointment on the schedule. April is not sure if this next appointment will require a benefit check, so she'll send a chat to Patricia to see if any authorizations are required. Additionally, April will use secure messaging to ask Joyce to provide Eve's teacher's email address and a copy of her state exam scores. Joyce will receive an email letting her know that she has a new message. She can then use the patient portal to reply to April. Joyce can then upload the exam documents to the patient portal, which will become available as part of the patient's chart. April can also keep track of all her tasks and important KPIs by reviewing the provider dashboard. In Psykdesk, dashboards are completely customizable. You can create as many dashboards as you want facing different groups of people. You can also set up dashboards to be the first page a user will see at login, making sure their most important stats are always top of mind. Now that providers have seen their patients, completed their notes, and sent their encounters to billing, we can start the process of getting those encounters paid. Patricia, our billing admin, will review all the encounters that are ready to bill for final verification. She can select one or more encounters, and with one click, create the claims and electronically send them to the exchange to the appropriate payers for processing. Patricia can easily see the status of any unpaid claims using the Claims console. She can also review claim details and responses from the exchange. If claims get rejected, say for an invalid taxonomy code, Patricia can easily modify the underlying data, then recreate the claim and send the corrected claim. She can also add comments or issues to the claim, as she works to address any rejections. When claims get paid, Psykdesk will receive ERAs from the exchange and automatically match them to the appropriate claim. Patricia will review any new ERAs, and if there are no issues, we'll post them. Posting ERAs will create the appropriate patient accounting, updating the patient's responsibility and balances if needed. Our practice is processing intakes, scheduling encounters, treating patients, and running billing. But how is it performing? With Psykdesk dashboards, Lindsay, our practice manager, can view all her important stats at a glance and drill down into those stats to get more details and take action. By viewing her dashboard, she can answer questions such as, are we keeping up with our issues and tasks? Are providers completing their notes and sending encounters to billing on time? Are we getting paid for services rendered, and do we have a good understanding of our aged receivables? Which claims are getting rejected, and which ones have been acknowledged but not yet paid? She can also see which providers are fully booked and which ones have extra capacity. And she can also view monthly revenue for the practice and which providers and services are bringing in the most revenue. At Psykdesk, we believe our technology is best of breed and separates us from our competition. Our platform is highly customizable. You can put the various tools and components together to run your practice the way you want to. With our modern technology, all applications will run on any device. There is no need for separate iOS or Android apps that implement only a fraction of the EMR's functionality. And under the hood, Psykdesk runs on a state-of-the-art NoSQL serverless architecture, so your EMR will never run slow and your practice will be able to scale and grow to any size that you need. And since we specialize in medium to large practices, we can offer a white glove approach to customer service, truly partnering with our customers and providing dedicated support during your implementation as well as post-go live. At Psykdesk, working to make our customers successful is baked into our DNA. We want to see your practice succeed, and we know your partnership with your EMR vendor is critical to you achieving that goal. The way we see it, if you succeed, then we succeed. If you would like to learn more about Psykdesk, please go to our website at www.psykdesk.com and click Let's Connect to schedule a meeting with one of our product specialists. We'd love to hear from you.